Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look through our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 258th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice, here on Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be host today, along with Mark. And I think we're ready to begin today's show. So let me get the presentation ready, and we'll attend with members of the Universal Council.
Yes, hello, Rick. So welcome every soul to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. We are entering even more exciting times. And as Mr. Keshe said in that video on the end there, he said, the time has come for man to go through this process. Because in a way, we are standing on the doorstep to something new. So I forgot to introduce myself. I am Marie. I'm a Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. So today I want to start with a transcript again from the latest Knowledge Seekers workshop, which was the 468th Knowledge Seekers workshop, where Mr. Keshe is calling out the councils and the core team, because we are up for taking a decision for mankind. So Keshe Foundation will call for a collective meeting of the Universal Council, the Earth Council, and the core team to meet to make a decision. Then that decision made in that meeting will decide the future of the development of Keshe Foundation Spaceship technology or space technology. I will be calling on the members of the 3 organizations of the Keshe Foundation to meet as a matter of urgency to decide. Does the Keshe Foundation move with the old system, or does the Keshe Foundation bring a totally new initiative in technology, and we leave where it's now with those who are involved in it, and we introduce a new technology? It's the responsibility of the Universal Council to make that final decision. But it has to consult with the Earth Council. It has to consult with the core team in how we implement what we have in the background of it all. Let me explain to you what the difference will be. For those of you who are members of the Universal Council, the Earth Council, and the core team, decision is the Keshe Foundation will stick and work and develop and invest its time and assets and knowledge in building water resources, building water bottles, building flight systems, building all sorts of things, fertilizers, building systems and developing technology for cleaning environment. Or we set out and start the process of delivering everything through the technology and abandoning the way the man has lived up to now. We cannot carry water into space. We cannot carry oxygen into space. Man, in the dimension of physicality of the body of the man, the way it is, will die in space in milliseconds because there is no oxygen. So that puts a cap of the total understanding. What this means is that the meeting of the council has to decide. And that's why I put it on the table today, where and how we're going to establish human life, human colonies in space, and for the present time. Do we set up the production of the water factories to create plasma magic, plasmatic, and if the rest of it, and sell it down the line of shops and introducing people into, and or we create a dimension that you receive all the energies of the water as you need without actually having any water. This is what's going to happen to man in space. Are we delaying the process, or can we bring it in one go? What will this bring for us? What will this bring to the knowledge and the present structure of man? It's most probably diffuses the present economical situation in the world. Political situations will follow the same. Now you understand why a few weeks ago I released the membership of 1 year supporting or doing the annual check and the rest of it. In a way, when we establish that dimension, you are a member. You be enriched by food, by everything else you need for your health through the system. You will find you have no need for backup of the physical dimension. So you can see we have already brought the setting into it. Do we feed the nations and humanity and support the system? Now, we do not need water. We do not need fertilizers to grow vegetables or seeds, but then we can use it to abuse each other by pricing fertilizer, by pricing and controlling with the hunger and policies, which is ill thoughts. It's the responsibility of the Universal Council and the Earth Council to make that decision, where the knowledge and the technology of the Keshe Foundation in coming weeks and days and months will go. Do we carry on with the status quo, or do we bring and release the knowledge? A new knowledge, very much like computers. But with this knowledge, there shall be no hunger. With this knowledge, there will be nobody nobody will be cold in the North Pole, or heat and warm and burning in Sahara, because you will have these conditions in space. I sent you to planet so and so. You're on Earth, 40 degrees, 30 degrees, pleasure sitting on the beaches of California. And then you land in minus 50 degrees in another point with your bikinis. So that is the abstract, in a way, or introduction from this latest Knowledge Seekers workshop. And he is asking the councils to decide for humanity, which way will we go, the old way or the new way? So that is the topic for today's One Planet, One Nation, one race for justice and world peace. Welcome. Thank you.
Marjorie, we can go to the next slide. Thank you, my dear Mary. Thank you so much. The wish of the Universal Council. In this
Hello, Shweta. I think we lost your
I
audio.
think Shweta.
Yes. I apologize. The wish of the Universal Council. In the cycle of man on this planet, there is nothing higher than the wishes of the soul, unanimous soul of the Universal Council. If the soul of the Universal Council in unity wishes, it becomes a command for the soul of humanity and beyond. And sooner or later, the mankind comes to understand. AM Keshe. Beautiful. So this, when we take the wish in the oneness, all are going to benefit, even all of us. So we are present. So beautiful. Now the wishes are always beautiful, like the mother. So now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Yes. Here is a beautiful wish. Again, and it will be again and again forever. We, the Universal Council, wish through our soul for the love of the cosmic rays to reach all souls in existence. We are present. Now we can go to the next slide. Here, again, a beautiful wish, and it will be forever. I give from my soul to the souls of the Universal Council, Earth Council, and core team the courage and strength to decide correctly the choice of adaptation and release of new knowledge, the energies of the universe. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Ike. Thank you so much, my dear. We are so beautiful. We are present. Now we can go to the next slide. Here is the moment of silence, my dear beautiful souls. And we are all present within our heart with the love of all that is. This is the responsibility. That is it, you know. So the silence began of 1 minute of silence for the elevation of all souls in existence. And the 1 minute starts from now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for being present with all the love that is in your heart and soul, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute, and welcome. Welcome, Swagatam to Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute in the beautiful energy of beauty and totality of all knowledge seekers, truth seekers. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next slide.
I think that shouldn't be there. Go to the next. Yeah. Hello again. One planet, one solution. There are 2 extracts from the latest Knowledge Seekers workshop requested by a member. So maybe we can listen to them. Not very long, but very important.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 465 that you want. I thought it was different workshop. Let me get that lined up here.
That might be wrong. That it's from the latest one. That might be another blunder by me.
Oh, it should be the latest one from
468. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
You see, I think I got the wrong one. Okay, we'll have to look at it on YouTube. Okay.
We can take it on the after because we have more content here. So maybe you can download it and we come back to it.
Sure, we could do that. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the solution. One solution.
All right.
Let's go to the next.
Go to the next slide.
Yes, and that will be my part. Hello, everyone. Hello, Rick. The topic I have today, I named it Shine.
You have to announce who you are, Jacko.
Yes, that comes in the next sentence.
Okay, sorry.
First of all, I want to greet all souls in, on, and beyond Earth. And it's Jacko, the UC member of the Dutch language. We as a UC, we welcome you all. So this topic is about the souls on Earth. And as we heard in the intro, they are like a galaxy of stars. And if we look at them on a soul level, many souls are longing for peace and physicality. This call is found its way through the creation to the Creator. This line of communication, it was always there, was never gone. It was us. We didn't allow, or you can say we blocked it, making belief in physicality more than in our own souls. Now with the knowledge and the technology, this line opens up for all souls in existence. Now for us, the question is, which path do we choose? Do we stay in our comfort zone, the path of physics? Or do we make the change to the path of soul, rays, and fields? Do we stay on the path of stealing and killing? Or do we take the path of love and light? Please ask yourselves, what do I want? Because after the 16th of December last year and the 20th of January this year, we sit at the same table together with our prophets, the Creator. And we thank Mitra for bringing us all together, equal as one. So now I ask you again, what do you want? What do we want?
In my case, the answer is and was, I want peace on earth. And if we send and share the love of the creation, where we're all part of, together we walk this path to our Creator. But please be aware that in this process, you become Creator. What is important is what we will create. We're all little flames of the big fire. So feel the unity, the power of love and creation inside of you. And that power is also inside of all the others. With humbleness and the wish to serve, it creates the dimension of soul, and that is the solution to all our problems and mayhem. Our shining is as on the picture you see. It's rising behind the mountain that seems so huge. We thought we could never overcome. But now we shine, dear souls, friends and neighbors, as a sun. I thank we as one. Next slide, please. So now we come to the commandments. The next slide, please. This is the topic of today in the commandments. Thou shalt not touch or carry no arms to defend or to kill another. We have, in fact, two dimensions, the physical dimension and the non-physical dimension. And of course, in the physical dimension, we know what it means. Someone wears a gun with a bullet and he can shot, or a rocket, or a bow with an arrow. But what is a non-physical weapon? I have an example. If a boss is in a company and he yells at his employees, it can make people sick. I had colleagues in the company I work for, the former vice chief had this problem. And a lot of people had really problems. They become sick because simply the way he handles his employees. And they can suffer as much as if you had a bullet in your leg. So think about how we handle our neighbors, our friends. And always do it with love, then there's no problem. Because everything that puts one on a pedestal or that profiles one above the other can be an arm. And I always say, equal who pulls the trigger and kills someone else, he carries the responsibility. Mr. Keshe explained it even better. It's even better to be killed than to kill. So now I hear you thinking, I will never allow anyone to do that to me or to my family. And that is also understandable. But still, it's up to us to choose if we kill that mosquito or not. And in the soul dimension, there's no time like here on earth. All the experiences we make are there to learn and understand. And the commandments we're looking at now, they help us to show the way to our soul through the physicality. You know, some souls already have reached that point, and others are still on the way. But since there is no time, we all will reach the goal of unity of souls in the end. As Mr. Keshe says, no one will be left behind. So please don't be afraid for what is to come. Be thankful to have a teacher like Mr. Keshe. Be thankful to know the Creator is here. And be thankful to join this path together. Then it becomes equal if a financial system collapses, or a fertilizer went out of stock, or whatever JEP idea comes to someone's mind. Our future is bright and independent from all of this. And I'm very thankful to walk this path with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacko. I posted, or in the presentation on the next slides, there are this, what Mr. Keshe says about this commandment
Yes.
from the soul teaching.
Yes.
So if you want, I can read it. Do you want me to do that?
That would be great.
So it starts with the yes, or number 16, thou shalt not touch or carry no arms to defend or kill another. Yes, you can use the energy of the soul as arm to harm the others if you set your mind in the way to steal from. It's part of the whole arm, as I call it, is to be able to have something to overwhelm the other so you can take what you think you can do. Men of peace don't need arms. Men of peace, souls of peace, does not need arms because it finds its answer in its behavior. And in so many ways, why do we carry arms? Because we want to hold, we want to contain, or we want to take. When we don't carry arms, we find words of wisdom, or we find a way to be peaceful, to achieve what we want without forcing. So Moses did not want to do this. He wanted to steal and he wanted to take everything to prove that he is somebody, as he knew his destiny. And we see the same pattern of the work of Moses within the Jewish community. Hasn't changed. It never changed because he set the scene. He brought this kind of behavior to be part of his soul. And because his followers saw the misconduct he was gaining, it became their misconduct. And we still see it. We sell arms primarily all over the world for the moment is financed by that comes of Jewish descendants, majority of it, from the names of Rothschild, Jewish state, and the rest. Next slide, please. And as I said, they legalize it. They make it as to be normal. Everybody have to buy arms. The American government state is the same Jewish mentality. Arms to sell that with it create peace. Arms to sell that with it create peace, which is opposite of what we always said. No arms create peace. So when you don't carry it, you don't need it. It's the same with the soul. The soul does not need to carry anything because it knows it has the strength to take what it needs at the time of its need, because it's given to it. So you don't need the arms to steal. And as there is no kingship, there is no need to prove anything. So that was from the soul teaching. And I was thinking when I read this, I just read about the Ukrainian situation. And there the leader of NATO, which is from Norway, he actually said that we arm to create peace. So this is a clear example that that doesn't work. If you want to create peace, you cannot arm. So that was my thought about that. There was something else too. Yes. So why do you need arms? It's like stealing. If you need arms to take something, then you are stealing, because then you forced it. And in the universe, there is accommodation. You don't force anything, you accommodate. And you give, because giving is loving. So the universe is full of love. Is there anything else we need to say about this, Jackal?
Maybe someone else wants to add?
Yes. And we had a question, I think, in the One Nation, One Planet, One Race not long ago, if it's okay to use arms or carry arms for self-defense. And according to this commandment from the Creator, you shouldn't even touch the arms.
As soon as you bring an arm, there is, the point of violence, and then if it is not there, then it is no topic.
No.
So this is exactly where we have to go to.
Yes.
Hi, it's Diane.
Hello,
Diane.
Diane.
Hi, I just want to say, like, it's the thought before the arms or anything. It's inside of us. We have to have the thoughts of oneness and realize that we're all connected, and we got to go to the core, of who we are and what we are all about. And it's all about the oneness now that we can see or like understand. We're all in this together, and we got to find a new way. Like, I think of my children, like my son is like 20 something, but he doesn't believe in anything, because the status quo, it doesn't support anything. Like, we need a new way. We need the soul way to help us. Okay, I think I'm done. Okay, thank you.
Exactly. As we say, in nothing lies everything. Sometimes in everything lies nothing. And for me, as I said before, the solution is clear. Direction is clear. In fact, there is not really an alternative unless we want to stay in the situation. And I think everyone who is just thinking a little bit about what is going on around makes it clear.
Yes.
So let's do the steps together.
I
Yes,
also
ma-
see just
okay.
okay, just a little bit. I also see something else in this text, or what Mr. Keshe said, and that is that he talks about Moses, and Moses is a prophet because he got the message. And so this is related to this event we had last Friday on the 20th of January, where we were set to elevate the soul and physicality of the prophets. And because the misconduct of the prophets are kind of inherited down the line, not only to the relatives, but also to the followers. So a lot of the misconduct that we see today is due to the misconduct of the prophets, because they kind of allowed this misconduct. So that is what is changing now, because there was connection with the prophets, and we were all participators in trying to or changing this from the past. So it will be very interesting to see the changes in society from all this work on the soul level. Okay, thank you, Sveta. Are you there?
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. I want to add to the beauty that here the mentality comes, in India, I will say there are ancient books. I will say that book of oneness, and what they have interpreted as they say history is that the avatar himself, like Moses, has this misconduct. All has been written that the King Rama has got his swords and all his arrows, and with big army he conquered Sri Lanka and conquered this, and he has to have a war. There's always the gods, they are in fighting, they are in battles, and then the peace came, and the peace, not very long the peace stayed, but it came after a war. And this has been manipulated saying that this is history. This is in the holy books, these are in the holy books. And these were gods, they were also fighting like that. Then even now, India has a tradition. In the Rajasthan, there are Rajputs, they call them the fighters, the warriors. There's a temple for worshipping the astras, the weapons, the swords and the rifles and all. And they worship like them deities, and they take, and very proud and with full of ego, they come out and they are ready to fight, kind of that. And because he's a king, and is there in need of peace anymore? I will fight, like that. So here I will say these commandments, as Jacko and Mary said, it has written that there is no need, there was never the ancient civilization that remained always so peaceful. You can see people in our hearts, all people, even the religious difference, all the mayhem that has separated us in communities, in groups, in every tit and bits. But when we see each other, sometimes we forget everything. We love each other. This is our nature. Our nature is not fighting. Our nature is to love. That has been blocked from eons. So you need to have peace from within, and then you are the creator. If you do justice with you, kind of justice, if you justify things in a way, oh, this is not needed anymore, then the peace is there. So I will say, be a peaceful person, peaceful being. Be with all the peaceful beings, always in the oneness. Then you understand there is no need of, of any arms anymore. Because all we have given, all those eons in dissolution, is all fighting, war. But there was really no real enemy. If you go to the borders, these soldiers are fighting, killing each other, for no reason, because they are soldiers. They are told to fight in the name of the terrorist, in the name of anything you can say that is very vulnerable. Even the Mahatmas are drawn into it, and they perished, kind of that, and that was a mistake of the millennia, and the mistake is huge genocides. So here I will say that in the calmness, my dear beautiful souls, have the knowledge of this beauty and totality and be in peace. And there is no need of no arms and no need of any defense. These are words manipulated. You can protect yourself, but defense is not a word, and not to kill anymore. So even we are all learning, my beautiful souls. We are there in this road of peace. So beautiful. Thank you. This is what I wanted to share. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Jaco.
I think it's very important to know that the love of the Creator is always stronger. Because sometimes we come in a position where it is difficult, and we know that weapons is never a solution. And in this moment, we can start to create by elevating, by expanding our soul, and work with the love. I think you can say that's the only arm that never harms. So don't hesitate, elevate. And me, for myself, I try when I'm in a place where there are people, I offer them the elevation without asking. Because the souls don't need these words, they don't need this physicality. Ashar yesterday brought a really good point, and she says, if we start to understand the power of the creation inside of us, we don't need anything around. And with the services that Mr. Keshe is offering very soon, this is the same direction. You don't need anything. And I hope that this takes away the fear for those people who still believe they need physicality. And I understand why they have this fear. I had this too for a long time. But now we should start to understand that in the providing of all these rays and all these energies, there is no need for anything anymore. And it is a big step, but I hope we all reach to the point where we can do this step. The beautiful thing will be if we can do it together. One
Yes.
other question. Andreas is here. Marie, would it be good if he would do his part?
That would be beautiful.
Andreas, are you ready?
Yes, hello, I'm ready.
Hi.
I share my screen. I went through a lot of excerpts and 1 second, please. Yes, I'm right, because I'm in the German-speaking meeting too.
We see your profile now.
My profile. Wait a second. Do you see now?
Now, yes.
The video. Okay.
204,
because
yes.
I'm in the German meeting too. That's perfect. And I shared. I hope the sound is working, because I don't have the sharing option of the sound. I will make a test at first, sorry.
No problem.
Can you hear it?
No.
No. I cannot share it. I'm in the browser in Zoom and I cannot share it. I don't know why. Okay. Then I have to tell it
Maybe
in
you have
my
a
own words.
picture or
Yeah,
print screen.
it's a video excerpt out of the 204th Knowledge Seeker workshop,
Okay.
where Mr. Keshe explains the science and the religion and how science has led to the religion. And religion, or it was called a mystic or a god or any name of religions, for that things what the human was not able to understand through science. All what he was not able to explain, he said that is God. And he gave every time the responsibility to, in saying, I don't understand it, that is God. And the religions, or also the prophets, took this chance and made their own rules about God and how you can behave. Like we saw it with Moses, who got 24 commandments, and in order to control and fulfill his plans, what he had in physicality, he even claimed himself he is whatever. Mr. Keshe says it in the 204th Knowledge Seeker workshop, and he shared with them what he understood, but not everything. So he was in the position to misguide them and to bring them to war or to kill himself. And yeah, and
I've got that lined up if you want me to go to a
perfect.
particular.
Perfect.
What time would it be in the? When would it start?
It starts right after the introduction from you. It's the beginning of Mr. Keshe.
Let's see here.
Thank you.
Not sure where we're starting here.
12 or 13 minutes.
So it might be here somewhere there. Let's try this.
Yes.
Okay, let me get the sound set up properly here. Okay, I'll just begin. You can let me know when to
Yes.
2017. My name's Rick Crammond. I'll be your host today, and we'll be talking with Mr. Keshe of the Keshe Foundation, and also season's greetings to everyone who celebrates the holidays at this time of year. And this will be our last show of 2017. So thank you everybody for being with us through this year. It's been a fantastic year with lots of changes and lots of news happening from the Keshe Foundation. As for Mr. Keshe, I think he's ready in the background here, and He's told me that he doesn't listen to the news, yet I think it's because he's too busy making the news. Mr. Keshe, are you there? Hello, Mr. Keshe?
Yes,
Hi.
good morning, day to you. As usual, wherever and whenever you listen to these workshops. What is interesting is we have done a lot of work. We have done a lot of soul searching now that we have started teaching about the essence of the creation of man. And especially this year, we have taken a long journey, as Rick said, in trying to understand the essence of our own creation through understanding of a new technology. That there is no myth, there is nothing because somebody says so, but because we understand ourselves, who we are, what we are, how we are made up, what we are made of, and what is the destiny for us once we leave the physical world in the essence of the body of the man. As I said, many people have written to me, and I get it from a lot of international organizations. Can you stop mixing the soul of the man with the science? In that case, we can support you because the science makes sense, but there cannot be a connection between the science and religion. And I explained to them, and I explained to you again and again, that the science of creation has led to the faith of the man, not the faith of the man to the science of creation. And when you understand the science of creation, you come to understand the essence of creation. Why and where we come from and where we go to. And in so many ways, as a human race, we have chosen a very interesting path, an interesting way, and does not matter where man has appeared, always accepted somebody to be higher than him. Somebody has more power than him, and he has called them the god of wind, the god of rain. Then he has made the statues, and he's put his mind to the mind of the stone, and his wishes to the wishes of the bricks and wood. And in every shape or form, he has considered himself not to be intelligent enough to understand, and that has created a channel for those who think can abuse these conditions to become in position of power, and adding to the ignorance of the man for them to rule. In so many ways, interaction of the man in the dimension of understanding his own creation with the creator has known different channels in different ways. And over time, man has learned the science because he's done it himself. And whatever has been brought to man for him to understand the essence of conduct of his own physical structure, he has called it a mystery, a God, a creator. And then has chosen different path of living in it. And now that we try to break open this rigma, break open for everyone to see the reality, now it becomes very dangerous. Because the abuse of the man in the name of the man himself, as a creator of himself, they have become the intermediaries to control the soul of the man with the physicality of the man. In fact, what we have seen and what we see, what we call as a path of belief, religion or whatever, has become another, what I call strength length, strength of field, that instead of us internally interacting between the soul and our physicality, we call it our emotion. The external strength of it, we call it religion. And those who have found this strength, they emphasize on it. They can tune into it and then abuse it. It's very much, it's a mindset. It's a controlled mindset. Or those who could understand it have used it. If I speak to you in the language of love, and you understand love, there's a microphone open in the background, please. Then you will understand the reality of the fact that you speak, you understand the same strength as me in sharing and giving. And those who could understand the strength of the abuse, they have created it and given it the name of faith. In fact, there is no difference between what we call religious belief, which touches our emotion, and pain, joy, sadness. But man, in the time, has found that strength. Wavelength, we call it in the matter state. And so has abused man. And have called it in every name you can. So now we understand the totality, that the faith of the man is a conduct of the soul of the man in interaction with the emotion of the man. And then depends whatever you want to call it. God, sin, happiness, joy. And this is what has been part of these teachings. We elevating our own knowledge and understanding of our own creation. And now we can do. I was explaining this in a teaching some times ago. And if those of you who understood most of the teaching this year, you will understand this very easily. And those of you who do not, and who have not comprehended the totality, hopefully in the future you understand. I've said
Yes,
before,
we are finished.
if you go back to a star formation and you get a dynamic setup.
Yes, thank you. I thought it's from the 28th December 2018, 17, and I thought it's still important because we have new listeners, and also we can understand it ourselves better. As Chaco said before, or I said before already, at this time, many thousand years ago, with Moses, for example, there was seeded a wrong seed, or a seed with mistakes, or a not complete seed, and so the flower cannot that beautiful. And it wasn't teach the correct behavior, and so also the followers behaved the same of all the prophets, and they abused it with the external strength as a religion to control our emotions. And that's why we see till today the whole chaos on the whole planet, and also maybe in ourselves. And we heard then that there is an internal strength between the soul and the soul of the physicality. And last time we spoke about the 24 commandments, and Mr. Keshe said in the last Knowledge Seeker workshop that the 24 commandments are the understanding of between the soul and the soul of physicality. And the commandments help us to understand in our spirit, in our soul of physicality, where we can control the emotions ourselves. And that's the path where we find the God in ourselves, or where the soul of physicality comes in line with the soul. And I asked then Mr. Keshe in the last Knowledge Seeker workshop if the emotions are the way to there, that the soul of physicality and soul of the man come in line, and Mr. Keshe answered, yes, in a way, yes. And that's the reason why the emotions are blocking. And the religions, for example, did that they control our emotions, and so we were blocked to reach the level of our soul, the most of us. And he brought then a wonderful example with the two ladies which are lovers, that they love each other so much and so sincere that the other one gives everything, that the other one can reach any level because of the love. So she is not the one who gives, that the other one, he receives everything. There is no me, I have to reach it. She gives that the other one can reach it. And that's the unconditional love. And these commandments are here that we learn to reach that point. Because if we steal in a way from ourselves with emotions or negative behavior, wrong behavior, then we cannot reach the point of giving. And for me, on the 20th, it was the most beautiful thing to give, and where we reached the unity, and I felt that the whole creation noticed at a specific point, everyone get the message, now it's done, the elevation of the prophets is done. And I could feel us all together, how we love and how we give, and that the whole creation is celebrating. I lost a little bit my track now. But that was the most beautiful thing, when you share your love and there is something with whom you can share, or with the whole creation. It's like when you have a child and you give your love and your child loves you too. You receive it back, and in these moments everything was one and everyone understood the same. That's the way when the soul of physicality, when the soul of the man expands over the soul of physicality. And that's the point where we can feed ourselves, or when we got feed through everything what we need. And for me, when the question comes, do we continue with the old things, or we go a new path, then the answer is already clear since at least 2017 for me. That's why I believe, all are here. And I would love to make that step with you all together, and then let's see which much more beauty we can discover and learn and share. Thank you.
Thank you, Andreas. Someone asked me how we can bring these both souls together. And it came to my mind at that moment, if you remember, there are lamps you can hang up in a room, which are from paper, and you can just fold them. If they come, they are flat, maybe half an inch thick, and you can open up them and then become round within the middle connection to hang up the lamp so they light. Now, if you take two of these lamps and glue them on one side together, you can open up from the right side, or you can close it and open up from the left side. It's in fact the same lamp covering the other, depending on which one you open. And with the souls, it's exactly the same. If we are in the right position, if the mirror has the right angle, as we learned from the commandments, then it reflects. So in fact, it becomes one. I had this feeling on the 20th, on the session, in the moment where all three of them, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad was there. There was a blanket, and violet blanket around. And in this moment, it was like two circles with a point in the middle came together, and you saw only one, and then the circles disappeared, and there was only one point. And that's the point of connection. So I think this is where we all have to go to, and then we are in this lovely environment. And everyone who had the honor to experience that, I think you know what it means. And I just can say that is the goal we have to head for. So the more experience we can gather, the more we can share with the others, the less fear or doubts will be left. And don't ask me how this exactly will go, because I don't know. But I know that the goal in the end is unity. Hello, Marie. Was that you?
Yes, it was me. I have a bad connection. Yeah. But I thought you were finished. I lost the connection, so I didn't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. But
yes. Your connection is not so well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, as you said, at the end, the whole target is being one. And when I read again through the commandments, I'm the beginning and I'm the end. And the first commandment is, for example, I'm the God your Lord, the Lord your God. And the 24th commandments, Mr. Keshe says, I'm the beginning and I'm the end. And yeah, this unity was the most incredible feeling what I ever had. Everyone knew at the same time in the whole creation the same thing. Everyone understood. And we chatted already, but maybe is the last commandment like, you shall become one with the creation or with the creator.
Unity of souls.
The unity of souls.
Thank you for all your work, Andreas.
Thank you, everyone who is here and not here. Yeah, we all do it together, and it's really beautiful to learn from each other, to understand more, and it's just beautiful and overwhelming.
Thank you, Andreas. Thank you so much for sharing the beauty and giving us the joy and happiness. Yes. Hello? Okay.
Is there maybe someone else who wants to share about the 20th?
Hello, Jaco, can you hear me?
Yes,
Jaco?
I hear you.
Oh, I thank you to, my internet has dropped for a second, but
Okay.
I also want to share a little bit about what I experienced on 20th. Even I experienced that on 16th. And even when Moshfik was in the reactor group, I felt him, you know. So I will say that these experiences, like, you know, like some earthquake, a shift is going on from within you. That has been felt, that the whole body is shaking, a kind of shaking internally. And that is how I felt. And on the 20th, especially, when the elevation of we were doing the elevation of the avatars, the prophets, many things, the cosmic rays, I will say that was there always. Then I understood that the cosmic ray, even the awareness of us from within about this beauty and totality, this cosmic rays enters, you know, because we want to receive, and this enters. And I was sitting in an auto in front of a bank with my mother in the bank, and I was in this oneness with all beautiful souls. And then I felt that I thought I was open, you know, I thought that everything is open now, there's no hiding, but I was experiencing pain, you know, still a pain and suffering of whatever I was experiencing. And then on the 20th, these cosmic rays came as splash of lights, and like a being standing with me. And he was there, that you haven't done your work properly, my dear, like a way, you know. I was with him, and I was in levels of my growing up, in conditions. When growing up, I was dancing, and my father was sitting there. My father was talking to my grandmother, and my grandmother talking to her elder sister. And somehow they are, my father was very happy. I saw that, but I don't remember. Very happy that my girl is dancing. She dances so beautiful, and she must be a dancer. In his mind. And I can understand that even yesterday at the 20th. And I can see my father and my grandmother was blocking this idea that the girl shouldn't dance like this in open, or at that time, you know. And I was so sad about it, that they will block me anyway. And then and this interaction goes with my father's elder sister, like that. And I can see in this cosmic love that I was, you know, I was there in the knowledge, and the cosmic ray was always there as a guide. The creator was always there. And now I understand, from there started, you know, these blockages of this freedom of this beauty and totality. And in many stages, I was blocked. And even I know I was suppressed to go in ignorance, No, this is the way to follow the religion and do all the things they wanted to do. So then in this, and then I understood, and my tears came from my eyes, I became so emotional, that I was blocked from many thousands of years like this. How can it be possible? And I thought I have told everything. And then I felt a relief, a deep relief. And the cosmic rays was splashing every time. And I see, and then I thought that I was open. But these things are so hidden in every nook and corner of me that they become me, They become me. They become my idea. But that was not at all that my idea or thought or process or anything. I was not like that. So then these things are going away. On 20th, I experienced these things as the prophets were elevating. The blockages have opened, and the cosmic rays has filled us with love, and the more hidden things, like in our gene, they have embedded. These are going away, and I felt so much relief, and I understood that so much was hidden. I thought that was pain, because something is going away. I'm sorry, something is going. I don't need like that. Relief, and I remembered so many things at that day, and as Andreas was explaining, the new way of understanding the who are you, what is you, the nature you are, and you can elevate yourself in this way. Then there will be no pain, no suffering, no hatred, no war. So this is my experience, my dear beautiful souls, and that has helped me to even understand. I was feeling that I was hugging everybody, and I was so huge, kind of. So this is, thank you, my dear Andreas, Jaco, and I'm thankful indeed. Jaco, as Jaco said, so thankful. What I can say, I surrender myself in service to the knowledge of the beauty and totality of the Creator. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
This is Mashfiq. Perhaps there is another way of looking at this weapon, not touching the weapon. As we recognize the presence of the Creator within ourselves, does a Creator need to destroy or create? I think the name Creator refers to the ability to create. I don't think destruction is part of it. So when one is engaged in creation, is there a need for a weapon? The creation that is emanating from love. How does destruction fit in there? Or damaging someone fit in there? Controlling others fit in there? It's the freedom that fits in there, the free will that fits in there. We create things or ideas and then let it flourish. Let that create its own cycle. We see it in our children. Yes, they are part of us, but they are creator in their own rights. We cannot enforce things on them. We don't have the right as a creator to enforce. The creator was, and on the 20th and on the 16th was, we are in that situation with the creator. Creator is not the judge or the arbiter of what we can create. We are created in the image of the creator. And that gives us that love, in a way, gives us the privilege to create. And then when we create, we hand over this privilege, as it is in the case of our children. So when we try to enforce, control, I mean, these were part of our, let's say, social and educational atmosphere. Which prevented us from being a creator, creating, who is engaged in creation, not in controlling or not in damaging. Or destruction. So where does weapon come in here? It doesn't. So we move on, and it's time to move on. And perhaps here, I mean, I'm being a little serious here, but let's take a more lighthearted approach to it. Remember the movie Matrix? The main character, who was going through all sorts of agony of getting hit by bullets and all that. And then later on, he finds out he just blocks it. And the bullets are just like dirt. It doesn't touch us. So when the love creates an environment where bullet doesn't have any place, it's the shielding that we were all thinking about. Love is the shielding, the shield that creator uses. So as soon as the shield of the love is up over the whole planet, is there room for guns and bullets? They just fall off. So remembering Matrix and that, the creation, the love shield is the story of is the impetus behind this creation. The bullets, guns, they will fall off like dirt, as we have seen in the movie. But now we can make that a reality as easily for individual as it is for the whole planet, or even beyond. So do we even have to talk about weapon or even mention it? It's good and engaged in creation. So we move on. Yes, we are talking about it now because we are still there is some attachment or links to our old system. We have to transition, but soon these will be part of history, or they will may become something forgotten. Well, not necessarily forgotten, but it will keep us humble in the sense that sometimes we may forget that we are here for the act of creation, since we are the image. Well, imagining that image should keep us away from the weapons and the bullets and whatever else there is, even the laser guns, or the, what do you call it, what we see in science fiction. But anyway, that's about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you so much. I have also seen the film Matrix. Yes, of course. The bullet became dirt. Yes, so it is. Thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful words. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute. Yes, yes.
When you told your understanding that you understood the kind of pain what you had in your life, I thought about that when we unite, that every soul gives what is not needed, or every soul shares the understanding. And when we have to be, when we are one, every soul has to be elevated. And so every soul helps to understand things. And so, and everyone can receive what is needed. And so you have received something for your elevation in this process. And also when I think on myself at the beginning, I had difficulties at the first two parts where we had to connect to our soul and the soul of physicality. And so suddenly I got a flash, and then I thought, okay, now I check it. Now I am in the status, now I have no pressure anymore to try to connect. Now I am connected. But I believe it was the flash from you all, or from specific souls, which just helped me, in my case, to elevate or to understand in this moment. And yeah, that's a beauty, just to know everyone gives what is not needed and everyone receives what is needed. We are all here to share and to elevate all of us. And that's really beautiful.
Yes, my dear Andreas, exactly. You know, when we don't need what we don't need, and somebody may need, you know, this is the beautiful thing happens always in the sharing. And the balance is created in this way. As Dan and Moshfik said, why even a thought of crime, or why even a thought of killing or have a weapon? Why? So don't think of it anymore like that, you know, that creates this beauty again. Thank you, my dear Andreas. Thank you so much. Mary, can anybody, any beautiful souls want to share anything about their experience on 20th of this month? You are welcome. You are most welcome. Okay, then if there is now we can go to the if and no more sharing for now. Maybe you are going to share next in the next week, or you are already sharing. You or beautiful souls already sharing. We know what was that? What is it? So thank you so much. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here, yes, here we bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. And you are most welcome to share your way, your heart and soul, my dear ones, dear beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome. Thank you.
You have a hand up here with Filippo. Would you like to go ahead, Filippo?
Hi, Rick. Did you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
yes,
hear me?
clearly. Yes.
Yeah, this is my first time here, and I listen sometime.
Where are you from, Filippo?
I am from Italy, Rick. Excuse me.
Okay, great, thank you. Go ahead.
And I got some question. I wondering many time about this meeting, and because I just listen what the thing that you say every time you have this meeting, and because I'm pretty materialistic or maybe practical man. I always think about this meeting lack of something practical. In a way, you guys are sharing experience here, and this is one. This is beautiful, but you have gained some kind of power in the process of participate in this meeting of the soul meeting. It's like you achieve the key of the car. You are a new tools to play with, and I'm wondering maybe a kind of common meditation, common meeting. I don't know how to explain this. You know, when you meditate, you have a meeting with your best friends, and you stay in silence in some place and you meditate. You got a power from this meeting. Do you know what I mean? And all this beautiful soul here in this one planet, one nation. I think must be try a way more practical, because you guys have got a power, and now this power must be concentrate in some way, in some formal way. Sorry, my English is not very good. It's very tough for me to explain what I got in my mind. But share information is good, but try. It would be nice to try to make some test, some experiment with this new vision, with this new power. You got it with this experience, with the enhancement unit, with this experience. For example, we have many Italian that went to Linz, and then they start to have a meeting every week, and this meeting is based on meditation, connection with Linz, and with all the people are being there. And this meeting at the beginning is very hard very in some way painful, because they strive to achieve this connection with the field coming from lens. But after 2 months, these things start changing, and they start feeling a very strong power coming in, and they experience new things. And what I'm trying to say to all of you, you sharing good experience, but behind this experience is lying a good power, a very strong power. And I try to say, maybe there is a way to gather this power. That's it. That's what I want to say to you. Sorry for my English, guys. I know I'm very good, but.
Hello, Filippo. It's no problem. This is Jaco. You see Dutch.
Hello, Jaco.
Hi. We do this, what you're asking for, every day at 9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock?
Yes, Central European time. Madness asked for it, and since then we do this. We connect together without phone, without Zoom, just on the soul level.
Yeah, because I listen this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it is the key. If we want to reach goals like peace on earth, we have to get it together as a group. Then we can reach that level. A single one is not possible. So this is one of the things that is really, really important. And the Universal Council itself is in the position that we go one step further. What Mr. Keshe said, it's not only on certain times, but the goal is to become in this situation all the time. And you know, in this connection, there's enormous power. You're exactly right. And that's why it's also important to do it right, to start creating, like Moshfegh said, the right conditions and the right ethos, so that the next creation that will happen, and that is a fact, will have this strength and will have this knowledge and beauty to do it right this time, and not fall back in the path of the past. Before, when Andreas was talking, I was thinking, yeah, if we would go back in the time of Moses with the knowledge we have today, what would we decide? Which path would we take? And this is something everyone for itself has to decide, but the path we go is together. So I hope this brings a little bit an answer to your question.
Hello?
Oh, yes, of course. Because by listening this meeting, sometimes I'm not always listen to this meeting, but each time I'm wondering what kind of action is behind, but you answer me now.
Filippo?
Yes.
Can I ask you something, my dear?
Yes, of course.
Have you fell in love?
Yes.
How many times?
How many days?
Oh, how many times you felt?
I don't understood. You say how many days? I don't understood.
How many times?
How many times?
Yes.
I think 2 times, maybe.
Oh, what you felt? A power or a nature?
What I felt,
easiness?
I felt fever.
Oh, here I will say that the practicality you always fell in love. That is not the power. That is the beauty you have as a nature, as a being. So always fell in love, my dear. You don't have to have this. We don't have the power. We don't have the strength of love. And when you feel that, when you hug your mother, say, Mother, I love you. When you hug your lover, say, I love you. That is the strength. And that is the practical, the explainable way. You know, Filippo? Yes, of course, meditation helps. Many silence helps. Many things helps to understand, to keep the balance, to create the balance. But the foundation is love. Always be a lover and be practical about it. Share love, we do here. Like, you know, when you say love, that includes all the services for kindness and compassion, morality, everything. The ethics of the universal creator. So, my dear Filippo, fell in love, always. Be a lover.
I know you are a very good soul. By listening
Oh,
to
thank
what
you.
you say,
Yeah.
the way you say, the way you talk each other, I know you are very good souls.
Oh,
Very,
thank you.
very, very full of love.
Oh, yes.
There's no doubt on it. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
That's
Thank
why
you
I
so
said
much.
I introduced my thought about big meditation, but I never knew before, and now I know.
Yes, I know. But the knowledge is love, you know. You understand when you have taken birth from the womb of a mother, how she loved you, you know, unconditional. There's no condition. The mother loves the child. That's it. That is the service the mother do, like that. So be the child, no? Receive the love. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating, my dear. Thank you.
Also, we have the,
okay.
Let me just insert something quickly here, Mashfaq. We have the 1 minute or sometimes 5 minutes of silence to elevate the souls of others or the souls of the people that are negotiating, or you know, lately it's hasn't been as specific. The last one today was not specific. It was to elevate all souls, all existing souls, I believe it was. So we have those time periods of silence where people can reach out and elevate others. You could call it meditation in a way, but it's actually a bit more active than meditation. It's not just going inside for your own exploration or some sort of experiment, but to actually go inside, contact our source of our love and of our attention, and to actually use that to attempt to elevate the souls of others. So this is kind of the connecting point, is that when you move beyond just going inside for exploration and experimentation, to go inside to connect with that source of love so that you can project that to others, to elevate them, to give them a little boost as such, or the opportunity, so that they can connect with that source inside them and pass it on, hopefully, on to others. And in the case of the 20th of January here, that experiment, we were giving to the spiritual leaders, the ones that maybe weren't so perfect as what they're made out to be, and to elevate them so that those leaders can elevate their followers and so on, pass it on. It's the elevating game, in a way, game of tag. Sorry, go ahead, Mashfaq, and we do have a hand up here as well.
Felipe, so you are here in this meeting. Something brought you here.
Yes.
And so, you know, by being here, you are connected to all of us here. And several of us, I mean, did connect to this enhancement unit. So you are connected as well. And you can do anything any of the people here can do. Only thing that, you just believe that you can do it. And soon, as we slowly all discover, we can do things, we can change things, we can make a difference. That's the practical part. We can feel it in our body, we can see it in the eyes of our loved ones, we can see it in the poor people somewhere else in the planet, perhaps in due course, somewhere else in another planet, in another galaxy. So are we doing these things? Are these practical? Yes, these are practical things. And you are part of it already by being here. And as time goes on, it flourishes further. Your ability enhances. You are never apart. You are here. I hope this makes sense to you.
Absolutely. 100%. Because I'm pretty basic from, I'm not really, I'm describe myself a pretty handyman. So sometimes I look at the things in maybe too much materialistic way. It's not the right words, materialistic, but you understood what I mean, I think.
Yes, but when you create something with your hands and you stand back at the end and you see the beauty in it, then that's an emotional connection. It's no longer just the physicality. It becomes something that can elevate yourself or elevate others. They look at it and go, wow, that's a beautiful car you've created, or beautiful carving that you've created. If you work with wood or you work with tools or whatever, you can create something that can affect others and help them to, have at least a temporary elevation, if not some people might have a total epiphany and be totally transformed by something that they see of some artwork that takes them somewhere else. So that's, part of that realm. When we get into things of the physicality, sometimes we express ourselves through creativity. So you become the creator through that process of attempting to create something of the physicality in a way. So again, it all ties in, you could say. I'm sure you've experienced that sort of thing.
Yes, yes. By doing, every time I build some plasma reactor, and I give to some friends they need it, or when I share the guns with someone else. This has happened. It's happening all the time when I make a gift for friends with plasma stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So being handyman is a privilege that not all of us have. The thing is that when you create something for someone, and your effort, your love for making something well, it goes with the product. It goes with the object you make. whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be plasma. It can be food you cooked, whatever.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And that, we appreciate that. We love handmade things more than machine-made things. Why? Because it has these fields of the creator, your love, your effort, your feeling that it will benefit someone. All of these are part of that object. The object was the transfer medium. We can do it, yes, wirelessly now, maybe that's the soul part. But even before we knew this, we knew it in our inner being that it is there, and we loved it. Mom's cooking. You have hundreds and hundreds of examples of it. Handmade cars, Italian cars, handmade Italian cars, Italian shoes. You're from Italy, so all of these are known and we love them. It's not the label that we love, it's this part, the effort of the craftsman, the effort and the love and the passion, all of these. The Italian passion, we all know about this. So it's great to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I also wanted to add, Filippo, that as you are a handyman, I also am a handy woman, as a housewife, like, cooking, I want to see the colors. And when I see the colors in the vegetables, I love so much that, I mean, this is so beautiful, the colors of the cabbage and the potato and all are coming out, in a way that gives me so much satisfaction. And when somebody appreciate after eating, I am so happy about even a little comment makes me so happy that I have cooked this, with love and care. And even when I'm cleaning the house, making the sofa clean, I always think about creating a spiritual way to welcome. If any being is coming in my house, I take the flower vase and put the flowers, different kind of flowers. Sometimes I choose that this flower will be there, the rose will be there, and these stones and the spray will be there, so that somebody will come. Even I have created this plasma, welcoming show, welcoming, what I can say, I have no words, welcoming a kind of welcoming plate, I will say. In India we say thali, a plate full of flowers, some stones, a shankha and all, with even a light, a small light, a diya kind of thing, and with lids with oil. And I create this, that somebody comes, sometimes somebody appreciate this. Oh, this flower, you have arranged this flower so beautifully. This is the light, this is so beautiful, and that fills my heart with so much joy. And then I always do that, and then I say, oh, okay, I have done for the moment. The sofa are clean, and even my children appreciated that. So this is all has done in love of the creation, So this is the way we all do. We are all equal, Filippo. This is the strength we have. Thank you for being here, Filippo, again.
Thank you. Really. I feel a little bit it's a strange things, because I always look at this meeting a little bit from far away, because you are as I said before, I'm pretty basic, so sometimes it's hard to me to fit in some situation. I mean, but
Yes,
it's very
yes.
beautiful. Feel is to me now is like what I'm feeling now is like stay in the couch with so many friends and have a talk. This is what I'm feeling now. Really, it's like this is what the situation you guys give me now. It's like be in the couch with your friends. So I thank you. This is a very, very nice emotion.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Always be in love. Thank you.
So we do a lot of soul chilling.
Yes, yes, of course, Jaco. Yes.
I think that is the most important thing, to learn from each other, to share, equal if it's on the couch or somewhere else. This is a very good thing. That is what brings us further. And what I would like to add is tomorrow is the Reactor group. If you like to talk about practical things, that would also be a very good address for you to visit if you have the possibilities.
Oh yes, it will be nice.
Yes, it's the same Zoom address from 7 o'clock in the morning.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Yes.
We usually go for about 5 hours or so, sometimes longer. So there's an opportunity there later in the day. You don't have to join right at 7. And yeah, we do various experiments at times live, like either watching someone's, GANs or reactor experiment, or doing experiments like trying to visualize ourselves in lints, for example. I think we spent 10 minutes of silence in the last workshop just doing that.
And what is the outcome, Eric? What do you feel by doing this? What did you notice from it?
From that specific experiment, the 10 minutes?
Yes.
Well, I have different experiences depending on what I attempt, and whether it's the program from Mr. Keshe, like his last 2 sessions from in December and now in January, or ones attempted myself. I usually get a visual image of at least one visual image of some sort, and it can be sort of a moving video image, or it can be just a still image, and associated emotional connections and so on. And depending, it can be quite insightful. I've had things come up with my father, for example, that gave me some insight as to why I am the way I am today. And it varies, but for me, it's my personal thing, and others will have their own personal experience that'll be totally different, and so on and so forth. Some people feel things, some people visualize things. There's sort of 2 main categories, it seems. I wanted to acknowledge Irmgard, who had her hand up for a long time here, and I'm not sure, Irmgard, if you wanted to go ahead. Do you have something related to this topic, or something else you wanted to bring up?
Her hand is still up.
Yeah, I just turned on my voice. I love being in these meetings, and I love the whole group, and I'm totally behind everything this group stands for. Only I live in a family that doesn't understand. And so this doesn't create a peaceful relationship for me with my family somehow. That's an issue, big issue for me.
My dear Irmgard, my dear, we are almost, in the same position in a way. But I don't, like, I am in peace with all souls in existence. So many things are letting go, I am letting go of many things that I don't understand anymore, my dear. Like that when even I was making the Gans water, I was giving to people, but somehow what I can say, the family don't understand in a way. But in earlier times, I was angry about that why they should understand like that, But then I understood that there is a level of understanding. Maybe
Yeah,
they will come.
Different issue. It's a different issue, and that is that I have spent so much money with the Keshe Foundation, and I'm still waiting for things, and my family just believes this is all a scam. And it's, family money too, or I don't really have my own money. I only have the family business money that I spend for projects, but it's just that we have been waiting so long. That's the big thing. Maybe if I hadn't been waiting so long, it would be different. They need something in the matter level to affirm that maybe I am on the right track. But because I have waited so long and nothing has appeared from the purchases, that
you have absolutely nothing from the Keshe Foundation. You have nothing that's from
not
all
the
of
big stuff. I have little stuff. I'm still waiting for some of the
so
little stuff.
you got something from the Keshe Foundation.
Yeah, nothing that they value. Like I purchased some GANs and I purchased some kits and things, but I've also purchased the unit, and I purchased the first MAGRAV that was offered 7 years ago. That was an independent MAGRAV. That was like 5 or 7 years ago. I don't know, maybe 5.
Yes, and you've had the opportunity to get your money back if you wish during that time.
I don't want my money back.
You decided to keep investing it, and
right,
of
exactly.
course, the Keshe Foundation ran into a lot of trouble last year, and financially, and Mr. Keshe has acknowledged that, and he's doing the best he can to patch things up. And there's a lot of people that haven't received their units yet. Yes, that's true. And yes, and you brought all this up before. Is there anything that we can do to help you with that?
To help me figure out how I can relate to my family.
Well,
if it was just me, I wouldn't have a problem. But there are other people involved, and it just becomes.
Have you explained to them the situation that's happening?
Yes, but they don't believe it.
Okay, so you have a trust issue with your family. They don't believe you. So, well.
Can I ask some question?
I would say find a different family that believes in you, because there's lots of people out there that do need to have that knowledge and information and would love to share with you about the plasma experiences and the Ganses and all of the rest of it. It's most often the people close to us, like family, that are the most problems in regards to all that. But you can start your own group. You can go outside and do a workshop or some sort of interaction, and you might find that things go.
I need to fix my memory before I can do anything like that. I even have a hard time getting on this call. I was confused again today. I'm old and my brain is not in good shape. And that's why I originally ordered the unit, because I saw what it had done for the man in China. And I said, if I can do that, then I can participate. I can maybe learn how to operate a computer and not start over from scratch every time I try, So I don't feel like I'm capable. I cannot run a unit. I can't even hardly remember, like today, I almost missed it again because I don't remember from one day to the next what time the meeting is,
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I mean, my memory is really, really, that's why I was hoping that I could be more useful after I get my memory fixed.
Well, there is hope for that. I've had my memory erased at one point in my life due to overexposure to
I know that story
fumes.
very well myself, Rick. I know that same exact story
a long
very
time
well.
to rebuild my brain, because I couldn't even remember my own name at times.
Yeah, I couldn't read with comprehension because by the time I got to the end of the sentence, I'd forgotten the beginning, so I couldn't make any meaning of it.
Exactly, yes. So what
and
happens
I got that
is,
back, but now it's age that is setting in and is affecting that's a belief, of course, is affecting my memory, and I'm losing my memory again. And I know what it's like not to have it because I've been there.
Well, you might have to find processes that help clean out your toxic residues and that kind of thing, to cleansing stuff and
do that every
body
day.
work, energy work, and so on and so forth. Yes, right.
Yeah. So you have had the experience, and I've had that experience, and I felt like I got my function back to the large degree, and now I'm losing it again. That's what's so troubling. And that's why I put my hope in this approach, and I still believe in it, but it's just taking so long.
Well, the thing is, the approach that you talk about is over 90% is stuff was done, like with that person that for the ALS and so on in the video. They didn't have the chamber, the egg-shaped chamber to work with at that time. They had reactors and they had other, the same technology, but not built into the chamber. And 90% of the work that they were doing was getting rid of the all the chemicals and pharmaceuticals that the person was taking, and getting him to actually start moving and have exercise. And he had two therapists or two doctors with him all the time, and taking him on the running track to start running. And they started out with just he was in a wheelchair essentially, and through the technology plus lots of hard work, proper diet and addition of Ganses and so on, of course, but a lot of it was hard work, exercise, getting the body moving again, and so on. So it wasn't just all magic of you get in the chamber and everything's different, because the thing that's different is what happens to you inside. Basically, you decide to live, you decide to get well and to get out of the wheelchair and to, to participate again. I'm not sure how he's doing now. We haven't really heard a follow-up and so on, but we can definitely see through the video that was over, I think, 2 or 3 months of training and help, and all the different facilities made a huge difference. He was ready to jump in the car and start driving away and whatnot. So, and he was jogging around the track with his trainers having a hard time keeping up to him at one point, it seemed. So that's all possible. It's a matter of how far do we want to go? Are we willing to do the 40 days and 40 nights of fasting in order to accomplish that goal? That's pretty extreme, but some actually have done such things in order to jog themselves and get the physicality functioning so that it can be of better service. Go ahead.
Hello. Mr. Keshe gave a hard decision, but very important decision about the continue the old technology or technologies making many gains, machines, and whatever it is about the plasma technology, but is cover physical needs all the time, or change the new dimensions, see the new technology from the creator, from the knowledge of the creator, using the cosmic rays to give for cover all needs. For that reason, maybe is the answer for what is the mostly the time work the UC members is very important for new beginners. Know the first steps is about the gains, and we're making many things. But now, when you in advance, you need increase the knowledge, and you need to understand more what is the really proposed the Universal Council in helping us. And thank you so much because many people helping us across the soul. Maybe my English is not perfect, but maybe I understand my and thank you for the all souls give all the time unifying with us for all communities, all humanity and universal community. Thank you again.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth.
Hello, Rick. It's Dean here. May I say a few words?
Surely.
So I've been listening. Thank you, Universal Council. Wonderful experiences and knowledge shared as usual. Imgard, there, when you say you have problems with your family, and they are not in tune with this knowledge. This is a meeting where many souls come together and interact, and we're always interacting, all of us, on a soul level. So with your family, and I forget to do this myself most regularly, instead of speaking to the physicality, and having an argument, or and having all the emotions that arise. Have you ever just sat there quietly, wherever you are, that makes you happy and content in the moment, and just spoken with them, with your thoughts, contacted the soul, and just asked the soul what it needs, what it requires, and then just gently give an elevation, a soul transfer, some energy, so they receive, and then just sit back, do nothing, and see what response you get. See, with this technology, there's no need to confront and to. We all do it. We all argue, and we have to, because we have physicality, and we sit there and we have all these emotions arise in us, and we contemplate and we speak, and we have many things, and we have many beauties that we interact with constantly. However, the souls are always present. And so when you contact your soul and ask the question to the other souls, just see what response you get. And you may find that you'll have a very beautiful experience that you weren't expecting. It's like using the telephone without using the telephone. You don't need the airways, you don't need the phone. However, you have a direct connection. And it's a thought, and it's a plasmatic thought in this very moment. And that is the thing, it's the moment. Because maybe the family, I have the same thing with my family. I've had family members that didn't understand, didn't want to understand. They have their understanding and their lives to live, I should say. However, you've come together as a soul present here in this precise moment, and you've come to understand something. So use that understanding in a beautiful way, because we can only give to share and to experience beauty. And just have wonderful thoughts in the moment constantly. Keep your vibration high. The thoughts you have when you say, I have this, I have that. Do something that makes you really, really proud of yourself, happy. Keeps you in a place that you need to be, you would like to be. And then, as I said, contact. Use that beauty within you, that field strength that you build up. And whether you do it through plasmatic waters, or you do it through being a handyman or a woman, gardening, whatever it is, cleaning, whatever the experience is that brings you joy. It could be anything. And then when you're in that field strength, that beauty, take a moment to contact the other souls and give to the other soul. Just ask the question. And then you may not get an instant response, but as we know, the souls do all communicate constantly. And so as a magnet, you know that you will, in that precise moment, create a field strength that will move the other magnets, magnetic and gravitational fields. This is what this technology is all about. And so when we all connect like that, and we all think like that, and have those wonderful intentions, then we can, as you say, move mountains. We can shift the matter state, however you'd like to describe it. And that wonderful condition of thinking, speaking, and acting good, it is a beauty. And if this was brought forward at the beginning, if this had been brought, we went earlier on, the conversation went to Moses and all these things. For me, it's all, we have to speak about it. I understand that, because many people are still in these positions. It's the past. It's a field strength that when we go back there, we gather from the past and we bring it to this position, and then we're creating the same field strength. Whereas if we are in this precise moment, this space gap, then we contact right now, in this moment, everything. And that is the technology that's happening for all of us. We have these flight systems that are going on, and Mr. Keshe has been holding these group flights, and people have been going to meet their prophets, and they've been going to meet their loved ones that have taken another position, and many other different things. And we can all do this in this precise moment, each and every one of us. And when all of us come to understand the real essence of ourselves and what we have, with the beauty, as you stand there now in your, or sit there in your physicality, with that wonderful shining star inside you, that soul that is connected to everything. And when you ignite it, when you really give from yourself to the plasma, and then you let it expand out, you're unlimited. Don't box yourself in by a thought. Open yourself up. I hope that helped anyway, Immigrant. Thank you, Rick. Thank you for letting me speak there. Thank you, guys.
It's just that I can go there. I can go there. I have no problem with that at all. I have no attachment to money. Other people do. You know, and I've spent the money. And that's fine with me. If I could do something to create world peace at this instance, I would do anything. It's just other people don't have that faith. And it's like the goalpost keeps moving. Like at first, I was looking for a place to house the unit. And then, fortunately, that didn't work out because I would have paid a rental, you know, down payment. And then the time changed and the location changed, and now it's maybe not even needed. Then what? What happens? I would love not to have anything. I'm not attached to things. I'd rather not have a thing to manage. You know, so, but other people see that I spent all this money and they just berate me about it.
I understand that. I truly understand what you're saying there, because money has become such a big issue for humanity. We live in a position in the society where money, in the matter state, in our physical bodies, we need to be able to gain energy, because everything's an energy source. And we've been led to believe that these systems that we need to be able to supply us with the energy in all shapes and forms that we require. And we have become so accustomed to it, and I'm exactly no different whatsoever, probably worse than anybody. We all we need this way of gaining energy. So what happens, as was spoken earlier, when they collapse the financial systems, and then we have to move in a different direction, we have to work in a different way. Because if we get tied into yet another financial system, however it's devised, then the energy from it is still kept within under a control system. When if we, as creative, unlimited beings, understand that we create in every single moment, and how important our thoughts are, and when we connect together, we start to change everything. And I know many theologians don't like us talking about the matter state, and they don't like us talking about being able to create things. You know, that's just this one person that can do this. However, this ancient, this understanding we have now is grown, it's expanded. The soul has encompassed the physicality of the planet. Because one understands, one has brought it forward, and now the knowledge seekers understand this field strength, this soul, this unity, this beauty is growing, it's expanding, the planet is elevating, we are elevating. And we only hold ourselves back, we limit ourselves when we decide to fall back. And we all do it. I do it constantly myself in every moment. And I have to keep catching myself and bringing myself forward and understanding this. And so each thought, each intention, each moment has a direct effect on the matter state. And that's why we have to keep all our... Why do you think we have so many distractions around us that we enjoy so much in all the medias and everything we do? It's a constant energy drain on our very conscious being, on our fields.
Absolutely,
From us.
Absolutely, you're right.
Yeah, thank you, Philippa. This is what it is. It is. We are constantly we're like a battery. We are a battery. We have a field strength that is being taken from, and because we believe in a certain way, we only believe what we know. We don't open up to other possibilities. So the energy is constantly draining from us.
100%.
And then when we actually start to stop this, we actually contain ourselves a little bit in a certain way. We retain the light, the field strength, the energy, the aura, however you'd like to describe it, whatever it is for you. Then you can start to work with it in a different way, and you can give it in a beautiful way. And you can do it with a smile. You can do it with a thought, a gesture to anybody in each and every moment. And when you catch yourself in a position where you suddenly have a thought or something that's negative or not going to help, not going to give, then just try to retain it and don't give it to somebody else. And then just give yourself a moment to be that beauty that you are. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you, Philippa. Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you, Rick.
And besides all that, patience, patience, patience is the key words, I would say, because things could turn out very well at any point, basically. So hang in there, Ingrid. Filippo, you wanted to say something?
Well, but listen, the issues this woman have with the family, and I understood these issues came from the family don't understand these plasma things. And am I right? This is the issues.
Well, the point is she invested a whole bunch of money into some products and didn't get the products, and it caused a bunch of friction in her family because it was her family's money.
What I want to say is, well, your parents is much older than you, and you start understanding these plasma things because you are open-minded, and older people they have very harsh time to understand these plasma things. You know, Stefania, you know, we all know Stefania, and by talking with her this week, she had the same issues with the family. Her mom have a health problem, have a very serious health issues, and all the family is pushing back anything that can be plasma. They don't want even listen the name plasma. This is painful, and I've been through this kind of process with my parents because they are older people, and they can understand this thing. I try many times to bring try to let my parents understand, to make part of this beautiful stuff. But I understand it's a hard job, and most of the time they don't need to understand plasma. Most probably they have to go their own way, and it is our mistake to try to let our parents to understand. We want because we love our parents and we want to share these beautiful things, but sometimes they can understand. The older people can grasp even a little bit on the surface of the plasma. This is what I experienced and what I understood by dealing with my parents. That's it.
And here I'm the grandmother, the children and grandchildren.
Well, because your mind is open. You are open mind.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. Have trust, my dear. Trust your soul. We are all connected and we love you. Thank you, Filippo.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. We are always together, Ingrid. You are not alone. And here, if there is anybody wants to share anything more, my dear Rick?
Yes, we have something from Nick V in the live stream, who says, I asked the Universal Council for a wish. May the Keshe Foundation find the funds it needs and be protected from scams. May the Universal Council and Honorable Rick achieve enlightenment. And he adds, and may Mr. Keshe achieve all his goals with perfection and highest love to both of his souls. Thank you, Universal Council, for last week's wish, and I hope the donation I gave helps your great work.
We are present, my dear. Thank you. And even a thought of giving is so much in beauty. And you have given a donation. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Rick. We are present.
Yes, thank you, Nick. That was very nice.
Anything else? Any beautiful soul want to share, Rick? Or
well, there was one other comment in the
yes.
YouTube from Stephen, who says, hello from Eugene, Oregon. He says, I wish I could dive back into plasma physics, but life gets in the way, and I think this is my passion, and we'll find a way. Thank you for all your hard work and perseverance.
Thank you, my dear Stephen. Dive in again. Jump in. This is the time. Splash. Thank you, my dear. Beautiful souls. Lovely. Thank you.
BG had added regards to Stephen, I'm with you and I agree. I'm 100%. Okay, so let's Mark has a comment in the chat that was nice. Says our power of the UC, Universal Council, is our wishes. And we're doing it more and more as we bring the change through our collective souls.
Yes, of course. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear Mark. Thank you so much. So, is there a wrap-up time, or somebody, some beautiful soul is there to share anything?
We've definitely gone into overtime today, but it was all very, very good. I think it was
yes,
needed.
Needed, yes, of course. That God was saying, it touches our soul always, and we elevate ourselves and all souls always. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you all beautiful souls. So we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here, the key to everything, my dear beautiful souls. We are here to serve, not to be served. That is the way we see now. The Universal Council, thank you so much. And welcome, 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 Suswagatam to the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, the beautiful, beautiful energy, or in the beauty and totality, the beautiful energy of knowledge seeker, truth seekers, to the beautiful energy of universal souls. Thank you. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Salam, namaste, salute for being here. I am Shweta Anwar. You see Hindi language. Welcome again, my dear. Welcome.
Okay, I believe that brings our show to a close here. And thank you everyone for being here for the 258th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace here on Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. The next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which was mentioned earlier. And that starts at 7 a.m. on Wednesday, January 25th. And that's Central European time. And people are welcome, whether you're a newcomer or an old timer like me. And we have a variety of knowledge available for people to dive into in that presentation. So we always have knowledge seekers available to answer questions and question your answers. Okay, I think that's it, other than the Knowledge Seekers Workshop, of course, is coming up on Thursday at the regular time of 9 a.m. Central European time. That's January 26th.
And then, old timer, how about some dance?
It's time for the old timers to kick up and dance.
Dance, of course. Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
My uncle is still dancing at 94 years old.
Yes, of course. The dance is the beauty. Of course, my dear. Splash, jump.
Okay, thanks everyone. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you all the members of the Universal Council for your support and being here today. And I think that's it. Thank you, Mark, for co-hosting as well. Okay, bye for now.